What up, tribe? It's your girl Raji, and I'd like to welcome you to my podcast, The Kush Concierge, Something for the People, where the evolved hustler comes to learn more about tarot, astrology, hoodoo, culture, and everything in between. So let's just get right into it. A quick recap on basically what we've been doing the past week. Right now, we are exploring as a tribe what I like to call the Evolved Hustler Sessions. And that is the portion of the year where we work within 4 quarters of impact to evolve our hustles, our businesses, our creative endeavors. Or if you're just here to evolve as a person at your highest frequency, you can join in too. So let's tap in because we've been working exclusively with planets since we dealt with the shadow work period last week. So if you haven't gotten a chance to catch up on any of those previous episodes, I definitely recommend listening to those so you can kind of see what I've been discussing and you can kind of follow up because y'all, the new moon in Aquarius is tomorrow. So, got to get on task because we will be going through the 41-day identity shift process starting next Wednesday, which is officially the start of what the religious community knows as Lent. Or Ash Wednesday. It is also the time span which, Jesus is known for going into the desert for 40 days and 40 nights to be tempted and see what he could sacrifice. The same went for Moses on the mountain. So if you've been listening to me in prior years, this is around the time that I'm all about digging in and sacrificing. Even if you aren't into like religion specifically, or you don't subscribe to Christianity, etc., exclusively, you're more spiritual, which I could definitely relate to. The energy of the sacrifice and really trying to align oneself and giving up something to appear as your highest self inside and out, that speaks and it resonates with the culture. So, even if you don't subscribe exclusively, it's definitely a great time to transmute and pull on that energy to like get what you're trying to get done, because collectively a lot of people are sacrificing, a lot of people are fasting, and so join in but transmute. That's how you work around that. So yeah, like I said, we've been discussing the planets, and today we are going to tap into the long-awaited houses, and I'm going to get off into what houses benefit you and why. To start, we're going to call these the hustle houses, and then we are going to get into the collective reading as well as the planetary positions and aspects for today. So yeah. So, now, houses. So, just to kind of give you a brief, breakdown of it. When you think of houses in astrology or the zodiac system, all 12 planets sit within a house. Then, of course, you have your Chiron and you have your Lilith as well, but technically all of the planets sit in, as well as the zodiac signs. I said planets, zodiac signs. All of the zodiac signs sit in 12 individual houses, and they all stand for something. Hold on, y'all. I'm about to, because this I want to keep the music going, but this is really, it's very much given what's going on with my shuffle apple. Talk about fucking up the vibe. Okay. All right, I'm back. Now, 12 houses, right? So each house stands for something. Specific houses are placed in your natal chart, and they'll tell you what you're more proficient at, or how's this going to work for you during your timeline here for your mission. I'm not going to say life. I'm going to say for your mission. So the very first house And usually, basically, the houses are like written in little like Roman numerals. So you're like, what are those Roman numerals on my astrology natal chart? Well, those are the 12 houses. So it's in the natal chart guide that I did upload for you guys, like a very simple one. It breaks the Roman numerals down because I got so tired. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I know some of my Roman numerals, but some of them I be like, oh my God, you know? So it was so much easier to just like write it out and chart it out so you don't have to go back and forth, because you'll see a lot of talk, especially on your social media, and you'll have like other psychics and astrologers, and they're like, if your fourth house, da 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 this, and your da 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 that. And nothing's more annoying than having to like remember and piece together those Roman numerals. Nothing is more like annoying. So anyway, so a birth chart or natal chart is divided into 12 houses. It's going to cover each area of your life, and each planet resides in a house, as well as the planet expresses itself according to your zodiac sign, which also occupies and holds into that house as well, right? Okay. Now, that's just the little basic breakdown of that. So the first house we're going to get into is the first house. Now, you guys know the first house is your ascendant. That is about yourself as well as your personality, right? So that's going to be about your first impression. Like we talked about how you appear to your audience and why it was so important for you to lean into getting to know your rising sign, because this, regardless of what you feel about your sun sign, how you appear to everyone else is your rising sign. So, most people like, oh, I'm a Aries, or I'm a this, I'm a that. But you might feel like you Aries, but the world sees you as whatever your rising sign is. That's how they take your personality. So then we have the appearance. So it also has to do with the appearance. And just for context, the house is also describing your early life experiences, how you approach the new beginnings, or just people in general. So yeah, back to that. You'll see most people kind of look like their first house, like zodiac sign. So there are aspects of themselves. I think I kind of discussed these early this week in regards to your rising, and how some aspects of myself, I look like a Leo rising. Like, I love gold jewelry, my skin glows, like I have broader shoulders. My hair is wild and untamable. So there are aspects of myself that give like lion's mane, give lion, because my Leos are ruled by the sun, and gold. You get it. If you know, you know. Not to toot my horn, but I'll just say it is what it is. So when you find your first house, like, that's where your sense of identity is. And it is also, again, influencing your self-conscious. It's influencing your personality, your physical body, your appearance. So again, how you dress. Like I mentioned, I like gold jewelry. I generally do enjoy brighter like colors. Like I have like, my moon makes it like we have neutral tones too, but I enjoy a good teal. When I was younger, I enjoyed a good purple. I enjoyed like certain regal colors. So yeah, the first house, and again, you have the planets in that house and the signs. So we did discuss that. So now what you're going to need to do is, when you are looking into your first house, which is one of the most important houses, you need to consider the planets that are in that first house, because there could be more than one. And you need to consider what signs are in your first house out of the 12 signs. There could be more than one. Some people only have one. Some people have none. And when people have no planets or no signs in that particular house, generally that element doesn't exist, or if you have either or, I would rely just on the description of the planet or the zodiac sign, if that makes sense. I hope I'm explaining that right. Okay. So the next house that is a hustle house is going to be the second house. Now, the second house rules possessions, money, and finance. Obviously, if you are trying to be more in tune with your hustle and what you're doing, you are concerned with your possessions, your money, and your finance, and how you will evolve with that. So what you think is material security, what you own and what you are able to expand with. This is a good thing to talk about today because it is a Jupiter day, a day of expansion. So let's just get on task. And there's nothing wrong with, wanting things. Everybody finds value in different aspects of their life. So don't, what one person deems a luxury, another person doesn't, and vice versa. So this is just like a blanket, so wherever it applies to you individually based on your planet and your zodiac sign in that house, that's what you find important. That's what makes you unique. So again, the second house is all about money and income. It reflects your attitude about money, how you get it, your spending habits. It is the wealth and things that make you feel rich. So that's not always about money. It could be, like I said, it could be family. It could be learning. It could be traveling. Your worth and your value. So how you value yourself, how you hold yourself in your material possessions. So the actual things that you have, material goods that you have picked up over your lifetime. Again, take into account the planets, take into account the signs. The next house is going to be the third house. Now, the third house is dealing with communication, which we discussed yesterday when we were talking about Mercury and how important it is to lean into how you communicate with your audiences and your desired, target audience, your market, or how you just communicate in general throughout life. So that's what that third house is about. Education is also there. Siblings, cousins, friends, the secondary family. So again, we have communication and language. This is your shorter distance journeys, basically your local environment. And it also taps into your early education and how you went out into the world. So this is definitely influential to your foundation. It shows like how you speak, how you deal, how you relate. So yeah. Then we have the fifth house. And the fifth house is, I tapped into the fifth house because I feel like the fifth house was important because it's about creativity. It also rules children too, but I want to tap into it in the aspect of creativity because this is where your inner child resides, in your fifth house, and this is how you relax. And just as important as it is, it is also as important to have things you enjoy, and your level of creativity will also stem from things that don't always bring you monetary value. Like everything you are interested in is not supposed to bring you monetary value. Some things are just simply hobbies or things that bring you pleasure, but there's also a select few of us who have been called to tap in to ourselves on a creative level, our hustles on a creative level. So you can look at that from two separate places, right? So again, fifth house is creativity and self-expression, and a lot of that is going to come from your inner child. If you listen to any of my podcast previous to this, I always talk about when people talk to me about what they want to do with their lives, I always am like, well, what did you like to do as a kid? What did you find interest in? Lean way back into that. And usually somewhere in that scope, you'll find what you were interested in doing overall. Because as a kid, overall, honestly, I was always interested in nature. I was always interested in weird shit. I've always liked to read. I've always liked to research. I was in the library a lot when I was a child. I was very interested in like magic and the occult. I was always interested in like ethics and religion. And this was not when I was a child, but I was raised in a Baptist church. However, when I got into college, I took religion classes, I took ethics classes, I took like social classes. So it all kind of like went full circle. So just kind of like lean back and think about that, because it is going to play a very important role in your hustle, and also how you can balance out and decompress from the idea of the hustle. And this is also about how willing you are to take a risk, take a gamble on yourself. So this is going to be where you put your heart in your sleeve. It's your area of self-belief and confidence in what you can create, what you can grow. So check out those planets, check out those signs, see where you lie. Now, then we're going to move into the 7th house. So the 7th house is going to be... Where is my 7th house? Relationships. The 7th house, I feel like, is important to know about as far as the hustle houses, because this is how you build relationships with people around you and partnerships. So if you're hustling, everyone knows the greatest hustle is your network, your community, how you build business partnerships with people around you, not necessarily just like personal relationships. So you want to tap into your projections, your partnerships, like I said, your business. You want to look at, for lack of better words, your frenemies, your open enemies. It's about disputes. So you want to pay attention to that, because there's possibility where you might deal with lawsuits, court situations. Like I said, bad business partners, good business partners. So you need to get ahead of the game in how you handle that particular energy, so that you can, for lack of better words, create and hustle better, flow better in life. This is also about the idea of projection. So this is the idea of, how they say, what you hate about other people is in general a projection of who you are in society, who you are. So I was watching this Instagram reel, and this woman was like, I jotted down everything that I hate about other people, and the top 5 things were generally things that I didn't like about myself. And I thought that was monumental, because that is the idea of projection. Now, just to throw a loop for you there, that's also where you're going to tap into your descendant as well. If you want to get deep, look into your descendant and see where that is, because that's your area of projection as well, too. So, yeah, planets, signs. Check that out. Another hustle house is the 10th house, which is your house of career and calling. So this is your public image. This is what you want to do when you're looking for success, and like what you do in lack of better words, for a living, what your calling is out in the world. So career, vocation, your achievements, where you find fulfillment, and that could be, as they say here, that could be paid, it could be volunteer, it could be dealing with your family. This is dealing again with your ambition and your status, how you come into yourself. This serves you basically as you grow and evolve, and this is how you push your work out into the world. This is also the area where it shows like what matters to you, what you want to be shown as. So, your inner calling. So, yeah, check out your 10th house, as well as the signs and the planets within your 10th house in terms of the, what else? Now, 10,000. I promise. It sounds like I'm going through all the houses, y'all, but I'm really not, because it's a few houses that I don't consider hustle houses. It's certain houses that I consider just like houses just about personal development and personality. So I'm not gonna go through all of them. No worries. So the next house, and these houses, I'm going to say for honorable mention houses, because you could take them or leave them, but to me, they matter. And that's going to be your 8th house, which is the house of transformation and rebirth unofficially. There's a better term for that. Your 8th house is your intimacy and your shared possessions. But this is, to me, I'm going to say transformation and rebirth house, because this is like your darker side, the things that you bury, your losses, and where your projections and things like that will come in. These are also close relationships and finances as well. So that's why I say we're going to do these honorable mention houses, because these are the houses that you are having to deal with in terms of what you can control and how you are, your self-control. Let me put that better. And it is also like your emotions, like shit you just don't really share with nobody. And that's going to be important, because you can wear a face for the world all day, every day, but who are you when you close the door? Who are you authentically? And during this period of like Pluto and Aquarius, I think that's like something you should be dealing with. Pluto's is also like the furthest planet from the sun. It's dark, you don't really see it. It changes, like it takes it forever to shift. So all those gonna play like a significant place in you developing this new identity. That's why I say honorable mention for the hustle houses. It's definitely something you should tap into. This is also a house that deals with debt and financial obligation. So, if you hustling, you moving, you doing what you do, you need to be figuring out your shadows. You need to be looking into your shadows so that you don't fall on your face over and over and again. And it's all about getting up, but we don't want to trip. We want to maybe do a little trip. We ain't trying to fall. So tapping into that 8th house is going to be very imperative in terms of how you deal with things that come to challenge you as you scale your hustle, as you scale your creativity, and as you just grow as a person. Let's see. This is also dealing with like power plays as well. So, you out here making big moves. If you are still in corporate America, if you are dealing with big business that is franchising and growing, you need to know how you work. You need to know how it go, because that deep knowledge and how you handle that is going to be very important. And again, here we are with the rebirth and the transformation. So as you begin to shed and do shadow work and transform and move forward in life and cycle through to your higher purpose, you really need to know and process how you deal with transformation, how you deal with experiences that come to an end for you, and how do you process that? Do you take it as an experience to grow and be better, or do you take it as an experience as an end-all be-all? No matter how it looks, this just gives you a roadmap to being able to work through that shit better, if you, for lack, you know what I mean. It teaches you how to be strong. It teaches you how to, and that's strong on the inside, not strong on the outside. Again, the 8th house is not what you present to the world. This is your deepest, darkest. This is like, again, in very close connection, even with your Chiron, which is all about your healing, your darkest secrets, your losses. You don't have to tell nobody. And I wouldn't share my 8th house with people unless, I trusted them and I knew, they would hold me near and dear. Your 8th house is just not something you just throw out there all willy-nilly, That's not what you do, But if you have a trusted advisor or a mentor or somebody not going to use that shit against you, then, obviously. But The eighth house is what you deal with when the lights go down. You know what I'm saying? When the doors close, when the makeup and the wigs come off, that's your eighth house. And that's important during this process. Because it just teaches you how to hustle better. It teaches you how to hustle from a more authentic place. Another house for honorable mention is going to be the 11th house. So these are all honorable mention houses, y'all. So the 11th house is all about friendship and community. And, social networks, community, that's going to be vital as you grow, whether you're doing digital work, whether you're doing charity, whether you're doing actual work within a corporate setting or your family unit. This is going to be a honorable mention house. These are your allies. These are people that you are going to, your supporters. This is where you're going to utilize this energy to build and grow and scale and be a better person. Like your teamwork. How do you operate? Who shares your ideas? Who shares your social realization or your ideals? This is all about doing what's good for the good of the gang. Y'all hear me talk about it all the time. And these are also your hopes and your wishes, things that you want to see come to fruition. So examine those planets, examine those signs, and see where you fall. So again, the 8th house, the 11th, and the 12th house are all my honorable mention houses. Again, we have the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, and 7th, and the 10th house is what I would consider the official hustle houses. So jot that down, put it in your guide, take a look, and just really tap into how you can formulate this and make this work for you moving forward, okay? Learning about yourself deeply will help you in terms of evolving more. Like, nobody is raw dogging life on purpose. Me and my teenage daughter, we have this conversation all the time as I'm learning and I'm more so guiding her. I'm like, we're not raw dogging life. We're not flailing around. Obviously we're going to have experiences and, you're going to have free will and you're going to have the chance to go on this journey as you feel, but we not finna sit up here and you ain't finna tell nobody you ain't know. Okay. And you also have moments where you hit certain levels of growth and you're like, I remember that time. Did this have something to do with that? Because it do. That's why I always side-eye people. And I'm going to continue to say this. As deep as this science is, I'm going to side-eye a person telling another person you're an asshole because you're an asshole, not because you're Cancer, your house isn't in it, because there is actually, if you took the time to break that shit down, you see that is the exact right reason why that person is an asshole. And maybe if you didn't shame them, you would give them an opportunity to work through that instead of just flailing around in life looking for substance and looking for foundation when it's right there in their face. If they'll just take it, you know what I'm saying? If they'll just take the time to look and discover and assess, but a lot of times people get shamed for being deep into the science of astrology. They get shamed for tapping into their ancestors through tarot or divination. They get shamed for things that will help them grow and evolve into better people or make the journey that much less difficult. You know what I'm saying? So we stop just shaming people for shit. Like, bro, do you know how much better the world could be? But you have the indoctrination and the patriarchy and just like, we gonna consider this like a Mario game. You feel me? Like, it's just, you got the ops outside. It's oppy outside. And just knowing things about yourself and your culture and your spirituality, all of those are tools, Those are tools. Those are like your Mauska tools. Those are your Mauska tools, man. Use them hoes. And that's what I've learned. But the adventure is still going to be there because you're still going to have free will. You're still going to have Agent Smiths. You're still going to have handlers come through to test your fucking gangster. You're still going to have that. confirmation. You still gonna have that shit. So it's not like it's gonna get boring just because you broke down the chart. And you're gonna have days where you don't feel like it and you gotta like push through. You're gonna have people in your circle that are gonna challenge you and that are gonna make things difficult. Confirmation. And whatever you do on the flip side, that's the journey. But the natal chart, the astrology, the tarot, all that shit's just a guide. It's a helpmate. It's a mouse tool. You know what I'm saying? God gave you these things to tap in. Like, I'm also side-eyeing people. Look, I'm having a rant. I'm side-eyeing people who talk about crystals and different like tools that can help you. Those are your Mauska tools. The Bible is your Mauska tool. The Bible is full of spells. The Bible is full of affirmations. The Bible, and even if you don't subscribe to Christianity, the Bible has been rewritten hundreds of thousands of times, and it comes from ancient texts and systems that were used in Africa. It all comes from a place. It's just been translated and reworked and redone to fit the narrative of the culture or the society or the leader or whoever is trying to make it like this thing. So you get to pick how you use these Mauska tools. You get to pick. You get to choose. And you use them to your highest order. But everything that has been placed, even if you're transmuting energy, that shit is there for you. It is there for you to use. Even making your enemies your footstool is a Mauska tool. So yeah, anyway, done by red. I'm done by red. I'm done with my rant. Who knew I was gonna go there? I don't know. That's why I like unscripted, cause I do a little breakdown, but then I come with cause I'm such a free spirit. I believe in giving y'all that real, But yeah, this rant just came out of nowhere, but it's that real deal because as we embark on this journey, if you're just starting, or maybe if you're just refining, you're going to have a lot of people that's going to come to you on some, oh, that's weird, or that's demonic, or da-da-da-da-da-da. Everything, every culture, every society, every generation, everybody get a Mauska tool. It's just up to you how you use it. Period. Dunzo. Fin. Moi. No bars like my girl JT said. Okay? Moi. No substance. You feel me? They ain't got no substance. Anyway. Yes. Okay, Spirit, I hear you come through with the channel message on that ass. Yeah. What is an Amber Alert, y'all? A hot mess is what. Okay, I mean, obviously we need the Amber Alert, but that was a confirmation. But we can be in confirmations, beg to beg to beg. Prayers to that child. I pray they're found. Okay, in good and safe order. Obviously, because I have children of my own. But yeah, y'all, it's weird out here in these streets, and on the journey of you trying to find yourself and come back home to yourself, you gonna have a lot of obstacles, and I just don't want people who are using different. All right, y'all, so I was using one of my other phones too, and then it got interrupted because then the alert started coming through this phone. So yeah, we praying for that child's safe return to their parents or their guardians. So yeah, but let's get into it. It was gonna have to be cut anyway, because it was when you get up to a certain amount of minutes, I be having to split the episode. So divine intervention, if you will. So today is Thursday. Thursday is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is all about expansion, growth, wealth, authority, justice, signing for good. It's a good day to lean into forming better partnerships and things of that nature. So use that Jupiter energy to your benefit. The moon is going to be waning in Capricorn until what time? it's going to wane until 2 p.m. and then we're going to be moving into the Aquarius energy. So tap in, get your long-term goals, get your discipline together, use that Saturn energy to your benefit right now. Okay. Now today, in terms of the planetary systems, it is, or aspects, I'm saying systems, politically correct, air quotes. The sun is square Uranus, so we are definitely fighting still head over heart. You feel the need to be a little bit more rebellious. We're having power struggles against the status quo, but we are breaking out, baby. Freedom, let freedom ring. Shout out to Black History Month. But nah, for real. This is the aspect of you deciding how can you use your power and your voice to make a difference in the world. Do it for the culture. Period. As far as Jupiter goes, Jupiter is sextile Saturn. So when something is sextile, that means they're compatible. That means there's a blessing there for you, my dear. So in terms of your growth and your expansion and your luck, you're going to get this by being, disciplined, by doing the work, by being serious about what you're putting down, by accepting and realizing that what you put out is what you're going to receive. You reaping what you sowing today. So if you putting out good shit today, it's going to be multiplied times 1,000. Basically, that's how I look at it. Just a little mouse couture for you there. Let me see, where else is Jupiter? Because we're going to focus on Jupiter. Bless you. Jupiter is also square. The moon in Aquarius is square Jupiter in Taurus. So that is, when you see something square, that's like a little minor itch in the ass, a minor tension. So you may be feeling, and Jupiter, the moon is in Aquarius. So when I look at that, I look at it in the terms of saying, the idea that you are growing, the idea that you want to be different, you want to make a difference, is kind of fighting with the idea of having happiness and having growth. So don't let what society pressures you to do or put on you stop you from growing, stop you from finding happiness, stop you from finding prosperity. All of those things, now that we're entering that period of a change in generations, in cultures, that shit is shifting. So you're gonna find a little bit of maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. You definitely should. Hey, I'm on the side of you should. I'm not gonna tell you sit down and be quiet. That ain't my bag, baby. I ain't the go along to get along type. So you in the wrong podcast if you listening for that info. Where else is Jupiter? It is also Mercury in Aquarius. Ooh, Mercury in Aquarius is also squaring Jupiter and Taurus too. So again, how you speak out, your ambitions, your passion, your drive, how you think, how you communicate, what you're wanting to learn about, like your intellect. That's kind of it's being challenged right now. It's kind of a little bit, well, not challenged totally because it's minor. But it's they squaring up. They should you, shouldn't you? Should you, shouldn't you? You should. And the only reason I say this because while those aspects are kind of out there today, it's still on the level of there's going to be a split. I follow this woman and she's talking about the weirdos coming out, and people speaking up for themselves, people really standing in their truth and their power and letting it be known it's okay to be different. It's in a world that a season when Pluto was in Capricorn, it was a season where, it was all about, society and staying in the box. Now that's no longer. So we're still shedding that energy, And that's what the planets are letting you know. Like, don't be worried. We still working through that energy. This is very much the tester phase, of you getting ready to birth and walk in a new phase. Where else is Jupiter? Lilith is trining Jupiter. So Jupiter is Lilith is all about any trauma or shadow work you need to do. So right now is a great time to dive into the things that you want to work on as you get ready to find happiness. It's a great time to face yourself better now than later, because once this again is pop quiz time. It's pop quiz. Lilith is not necessarily a planet, but it's definitely something you want to explore and work with in terms of healing yourself deeply, like that 8th house type flow, that 12th house type flow. This is a great time to tap into that, period. Better you face yourself than put on a world stage and shit, be judged by your peers. Better for you to work with yourself in this moment. Do the necessary work, deal with those traumas, deal with those losses, so you can have a better place, have a better phase. For the culture, I do want to go back. I discussed with the reading yesterday about like Shira 7, and I just want to say for myself, I love Shira. I love her message about women empowerment and femininity, and about focusing on the things you can change and what's going to help you grow. I do notice that they said that she was taken down off of her sponsorship because of her ideals and the fact that people were like politicking for her to not be able to voice certain things, or the way she said it, or what she was contributing to. And I just want to say, like, in terms of really dealing with yourself and being who you're gonna be and standing up in a chest with it, I was definitely feeling her when she said that the idea of focusing on what you can change and how you can help society grow, instead of, like, I saw the deeper meaning of what she was saying. Nowhere in there am I saying I'm like fucking with people who support genocide, because as y'all know, and I've been talking about this, I have not had my Starbucks in months. I ain't drank Starbucks in months, baby, and I damn sure don't be eating at McDonald's, but on a deeper level, I got what she was saying. We all have our moments where it's like, how do we translate how we are speaking to the community? But I just kind of wanted to break that down, because I saw that, I was like, damn, but it's a teachable moment. It's a moment where it's like, okay, am I gonna stand up in their chest about it? Am I gonna break it down? And she might not feel the need to really break down where she was going with that, but I just wanted to say that I saw deeply, where that was going, and it was more not in tone of I'm supporting a genocide, but in tone of, I'm focusing on what I can change. I'm focusing on what I can really work with in this timeline. And maybe that's, it's not her calling. I can't say that. I don't really know, but I just wanted to clear that up. Like, nah, I'm not supporting at all 1010 as I say that. No, I'm more on the level of like tapping in when she says focus on what you can fix. And hey, if you can fix that, if that's your calling, then hey, that's your calling. Do the thing, because it matters and it helps and it makes a difference. But, you got to meet people where they at, period. So, now that we've gotten that out the way, let's go ahead and get into this collective reading and see what the ancestors and spirit want us to know for today. Get a good shuffle in as I chit chat. I'm gonna work with my hoodoo tarot deck first. Oh, y'all, I can't wait to get some more cards. Ooh, it's going to be more entertaining. It's entertaining now, but yeah, I got some other cards I want to get that I feel like will elevate the conversation. Boop, 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 boop. Let's see. Ancestors and spirit guides, thank you so much for coming through and giving us the message of what we need to be doing to expand and grow. Let us know what we need to be putting on our list and whatnot for the new moon in Aquarius. And yeah, thank you for the message. Thank you for the gift. We definitely don't abuse the gift. Now my shuffle. Oh, it's because I'm in a playlist. What's playing is the Renaissance and the Renaissance and the Revolution playlist. Y'all can follow my playlist on Apple too. I be putting up songs every time I have a moment. I do a new playlist. I'm gonna get a good shuffle in today though, cause we need to be with what's the T, what we need to move, what we need to do. Period. Okay. Perion. I was like, why is this so good? Because it's not like excuses. Yeah, the Renaissance and the Resistance. That's this playlist. And I'm still adding to it. Because it's the rebirth and the resistance. Period. We already up to 28 songs. Yeah, it was like, I was like, damn, this is good. I know why, because it's curated. And if you ask me why I have songs, period, in my Apple list that I don't really care for, like I've either transitioned out of liking them, or when I used to do services, I would just put random music or music that I like knew other people liked in my playlist. So that's where you hear all the extra songs. Plus you hear like Kids Bop, that's from my children. So you'll hear different stuff. But this is like a personal playlist. I knew it was sounding real good for a reason. Okay. All right, y'all. I done did my shuffle. Let's get into it. Let's get into it, Lord. It's time for discipline. It's time for moving forward. It's time for being a visionary. It is time for being a leader. It's time to step on their neck. Okay, pass. So we in 9 of coins in the upright energy foundationally. 2 of coins in the upright for the present. 3 of sticks in the upright for the tribe. Ace of sticks in the reverse for a near future. There's something there that needs to be worked on. And then we got daughter of coins in the reverse for the overall energy. So right away I can see that there's a need to commit. Maybe there's a resistance to move forward from certain things for some of the collective. So we've got daughter of coins, commitment, organized. So they could have something to do with other people around us. So let me go ahead and clarify. The collective is focused on living a good life, focused on living a life of peace, focused on us, which is giving us discipline, protecting ourselves. We are definitely now in the energy of having our priorities in order, keeping things balanced, staying aligned. We got the 3 of sticks, so you can see the vision. You're moving forward. You can see the forest for the trees at this particular point. You ready to go. You see things out there for you. You see a better way to do things. Give me some clarification on this Ace of Sticks in reverse. So with the Son of Knives over there, that tells me that there in the near future you may be called to energetically don't go back to making rash moves. Don't go back to moving out of survival mode. The worst thing you can do is move out of survival mode. You want to move in thriving mode. Every time you make the worst mistake of your life, think back of how your ass was making decisions out of survival mode. Spirit saying, don't go back to that energy. Don't go back to energy that causes you to act impulsively and not make significant changes. You are being strategic. You are being intentional. You're making calculated risks. So we're not going back to things that don't help us grow and don't allow us to also evolve and be our higher selves. Clarify the daughter of coins in the reverse. So you are going to, if you don't commit to this, if you don't get organized, if you don't make significant long-term plans, you are going to be looking back on this moment like, damn, why I do that? So there maybe have been some illusions and some injustices, not really facing the truth. Yeah, about gambles. Okay, so 6 of coins came out finally because we had a daughter of coins in reverse, a 7 of coins in reverse, an ace of knives in reverse. So overall, again, like I said, you need to be making calculated risks. You need to be gambling on yourself. You need to be doing things that are purposeful and foundational. We've got heavy earth energy here, so it's all about, with that Capricorn energy, it's all about long-term planning, calculated risk, not acting out of survival mode, releasing that anything that threatens your root chakra. So, Capricorn is ruled by the root chakra. So yeah, right now, don't fall for the illusions. Don't fall for the lies, the pies in disguise. Don't be dealing with energies that you don't trust, because you will be looking back like, why didn't I listen to my first mind? You need to be very intentional about your next moves and who you bring along. On the bottom, we got the Father of Baskets. Yeah, don't be self-destructive this season. That's in reverse. So remove yourself from any self-destructive energy right now. Okay? Now is not the time to be self-destructive. That's what I'm hearing. Now is not the time to go backwards. Now is not the time to be self-destructive. This is a very pivotal moment for you. Also, you need to split the deck on the traditional deck. Yeah, you need to be focused on building your confidence. Continue to be confident right now. King of Swords at the bottom. Let's see what we got. Yeah, don't be making bad plans. It's time for you to come in out the cold and care about yourself. But you got to take yourself out of it. Nobody's coming to save you. There are some things that you are still needing to work on. Some things coming out. Okay, I'm not going to get it. I'm going to go and pull. Let's go ahead and pull. Yeah, the collective is being encouraged to move forward. But there are some energies that are going to continue to try to keep you in a low vibrational state. And you are being encouraged to fight against it. Rock steady. Yeah, you need to move away from things that keep you imbalanced. And those are going to be connections and team, is a group. Yeah. People are still going to be trying to keep you down. Like I said, there are going to be agent smiths. There are going to be handlers. You just advance to the next level of the game. You get an extra mouse tool this season, right? So you need to use it. 3 of Pentacles with the 2 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, you're no longer aligned with these groups. You're no longer aligned with these people. You need to be disciplined. And you need to balance and keep your priorities in the right order, because this 9 of Pentacles in reverse is telling me that, or 9 of Coins, however, is telling me that you don't need to be making like faulty purchases. You need to be budgeting. You need to be keeping, things in line. Now is not the time to just fly by you need to fight against working with energies that like make you impulsively do things. No. Yeah. And you need to remove yourself from people. Yeah, there are people also who are going to be fighting over money. There are people who are going to be fighting over what to do next. You don't need to be in that energy. Yep, don't fight. The Five of Swords in the reverse. Need to move away from conflict, move away from battle. You've won. There's no need. What I said, the 6, 7, 8, 8 of Cups. Walk away. Count your, you know, count your, count your losses. you know, count your losses, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. But yeah, so things that don't help you grow, things that are trying to take your strength, you need to be focused on yourself. You need to be being methodical about your foundation. Now is not the time to be weak. You need to be strong. Heavy masculine energy here. Someone is trying to trap you, some energies, because these are not bodies, these are spirits. I'm trying to trap you from getting into your Queen of Pentacles energy. People trying to stop that, but it's going to be up to you if you're going to let them. Don't let them take you down. 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Let me see here. 9 of Sticks. You need to now is not the time to be battling and fighting. You know what you know. So you need to be focused on upward, forward movement. I'm gonna go ahead and get some oracle. I knew this episode was gonna be long just because of them houses. I knew it. Them houses had to be detailed. Imagine if I had went through y'all with the actual every sign. Consume at the bottom of the oracle. What we got? Yeah. So we got mystery. Yeah, so some people are hiding their true feelings, and you also should move in secrecy. Yeah. You need balance. These people, there's no peace within these energies, and you are looking for peace. You're looking for alignment. So you have to create that. You have to make that environment for yourself. So believe what you see. Believe that you can make it. Believe what they show you the first time. No rest for the wicked. Rest in the reverse. There is no rest for the wicked. Period. They lacking confidence. So play your cards right. No rest for the wicked. Stay wise. Wisdom came out. Use your wisdom. There are things that you can't see around you. Again, it's not like it ain't gonna be new levels, new devils, but at the same time, Spirit is telling you, use the mouse tools I gave you. I keep hearing that. I'm subject to call this episode Mouse Tools. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I'm not, y'all. But that's my word. That's what it is. Overall, remain disciplined at the foundation of it all. Remain focused on what you're building, because you are at the 9 of Coins energy here, 25 on the timestamp. And keep it balanced, keep your priorities in order, and you need to be confirmation of priority. And then we have the 3 of Sticks here, again indicating essentially the ancestors are like, continue to move forward, continue to focus what's on in front of you, not behind you. There's no need, leave all the extra shit alone. You've got to believe that there are new timelines being created for you. You've created those timelines already. You've already agreed to the path. So now it's just time for you to walk it. So it's time for you to play your cards right. It's time for you to get your confidence back. It's time for you to, leave certain things to rest. Let that shit go. I'm surprised the death card ain't come out. But yeah. They're lacking strength and they want you to be lacking strength too. And you will be if you play into the bullshit. So how do you expand? How do you grow? Through wisdom. There's no need to shout it from the rooftops. It is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. I said it yesterday. I'm going to say it again today. Period. 21. Yeah. Let me see something about these 6 of coins. Six of coins is getting me. I think right now the collective is focused on growth, luck, growth. Focused on building and growing and learning. Yeah. After a series of delusions and lies and people you couldn't trust and people who, you don't need to be committed to and not committing to yourself. You're going to forever be trapped if you don't take care of yourself with this Queen of Pentacles energy. You're going to forever be trapped if you don't nurture yourself and use the lessons that you learned in previous timelines to grow. The last card was wisdom over the Queen of Pentacles. They think you trapped. They think you in solitude. They think, but you gearing up. And stay a mystery, Shit, it ain't worth your energy. Period. No. It's time for you to be practical. It's time for you to be resourceful. It's time for you to learn how to moonwalk through the minefield. Yup. That's what it is. You feeling like you can't move forward. You think you can't be confident. You think you can't be strong. You think you can't, allow shit to die that deserves to die. But you can. So, yeah. I'm going to put the visuals on social media per usual. And also a full visual on YouTube. So y'all like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it so much. And spread the word so that others can, get the assistance and the musical tools they need too. But not for real. I appreciate you guys for listening. If you made it this far in the chat, we are definitely ready to go further on this journey. If you need any private sessions with me, definitely look me up. Email me at thekushconcierge@gmail.com while we rework the website. And yeah, I love y'all. I hope this helps somebody, and we will chat soon.